Beightol is a major Jeb Bush donor. Why is it, David, that so many people, so many experts out there dismiss these polls almost out of hand like they don't matter, even though Trump gets stronger and stronger each time they're revealed?
Well, if you look historically, if you look at these polls at this time in a primary process, people have large leads that don't sustain them. If you look at what Governor Perry did last time, he had something like a 3-to-1 lead or something at this point. So that'll happen, and people like red meat in the primaries. But I think we have to keep in mind what's important for the American people or the voters to remember is that Jeb is in this to win it, and that is he's focused on winning the general election, not just the primary.
Right.
So he's taking more responsible positions. And your last segment talked about immigration.
Yeah.
That's a great example of that. That's about economic recovery. If we're going to have real sustained 4% growth in this country, immigration reform is a piece of that. So,
well, let me jump in here while you're doing the whole commercial for Jeb. I mean, when you drop lines like responsible, he's in it to win it. I got to tell you something. That first debate, he felt like milquetoast to me. He had no fire, and yeah, these might be red meat issues in your mind, but this is red meat that the American public is clamoring for, and it feels like on both sides of the aisle, by the way.
Yeah. So again, I think at the end of the day, things will happen the way they happened before, and you'll have a candidate that will be our nominee that can be the president and has the leadership qualities to be president. So I'm not concerned about where Jeb is in the polls today. That's pretty normal. If you look at history, there have been other people that have been ahead in the polls at this stage, and they don't have the infrastructure that you also need to win. And this is
right.
a national campaign you have to run here. And Jeb was focused on raising a lot of money early on. And then split apart.
So, David, are you essentially saying then that Jeb is going to buy the nomination, and that whatever people feel right now, they'll see enough commercials and enough whatever that they will be swayed from the red meat and go with the guy who spent the most money?
Well, of course, I would say that. I think that you do have to, if you're going to run a good campaign, you need to raise some money. And Jeb has done a good job of that, and now you're focusing more into the campaign phase. In September, he'll start running some ads so that he can define himself and not let somebody else define him. That's why you do that. It's
Does he have the fire in his belly, David? I mean, again, I just can't. What I saw on that stage, for someone who has been through the process so many times, if I'm you, a major donor to this campaign, it's a yellow, if not red flag. Does he have to show more passion to articulate to the American public who he is, to your point?
Yeah, I have no question that he has the fire in his belly and is ready to lead, and as he's done before as governor of Florida and his record there, and he's done as a businessman. I have zero qualms about that. He'll be just fine.
How important is it that he wins one of the early primary states? It feels like there's no way he could catch up in Iowa, no matter what history says. Maybe he's on a radar in New Hampshire. I don't know about South Carolina. Is it a smart strategy to go out? By the way, he was the initial front runner, to your point, by a large margin just a few months ago. If he does not score victory in any of those states, how damaging would that be?
I think, again, he'll be fine. Last time I looked, he was in the average of polls. He was second in New Hampshire, second in South Carolina, second in the national polls. He is trailing a bit in Iowa, and that's, as our good friend Governor Branstad has told me and others, and Terry Branstad knows that state better than anybody. It is a retail state. You have to spend a lot of time there, and Jeb will spend the time there,
right.
And probably several members of his family will as well.
All right. Well, we know it's a long process, to your point, and so far it's been very exciting. Hopefully, we'll get you back on real soon. Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Charles.
Well, Ben Carson hoping to peel off some of those Trump voters.